Yo, everybody, this is the special use guys with the COVID use guys, but this
COVID
one is just
3.
COVID 3. This is just
Three-peat.
Super A,
Ow.
Sean Beggars, and your boy, Reed Ramses. Bruce is out, not here.
The Bruce
Now we're gonna
Garage is out. We kicked him out of the group. It is the duo, the U's and the guy. We are here. Bruce is
Used
not
crew.
here. The U's crew. Yeah,
The
we're
used guys are the used twos.
the U's twos. We are rebranding the
The used
channel.
crew, bro. That's a good name for our street. Remember, we were thinking of what our street. What is it called? The street crew or whatever should be called. You know, the what are those people called that we have put stickers on stuff for us? Um,
I'm not sure.
the street crew or whatever.
Street crew. Yeah, dude, we do need stickers though. I've seen people fucking do that. People take like their Instagram or whatever and have like a QR code or their emblem and they stick it on like street signs. We should do that in downtown Sacramento. But I
we're
guess
gonna
it
call
wouldn't
them
matter right now since no one's fucking down there.
we're gonna call them the used crew.
The used crew.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a good name for our Discord and community channel as well. That's a good idea. I might
I like
redo
it.
that.
I like it a lot.
We do have a Discord channel. That's on the YouTube page. But as always, YouTube first. You're probably watching this on YouTube or listening to this on other things. But subscribe to the fucking YouTube, people. We got 26 subs. We had 2 more subs last time after we posted some new videos. So keep that shit up.
We small, but we growing.
We are
Like
growing.
a teenager's penis.
Yes, growing. New content's coming. Podcasts coming to Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, all the music apps or whatever. Audio files coming up. So if you don't want to listen to us in the car, but you don't want to look at Sean's fucking face, you don't want to see Bruce's fucking garage, then listen on the Spotify. You can also put it on your liked playlist, on your premium playlist. I know you're paying $10 a month. I know I am. If you're not, you might be a loser. I apologize, Sean, if you are a subscriber to Spotify. But you may be a loser.
I'm even better than that because I signed up a month ago
Fuck
and I
yeah.
got the free 3 months. I ain't
He
paying
knows
shit.
what he's doing. He knows what the
September.
fuck he's doing. Dude,
I'll
yeah.
probably be tired of it by then. I won't even use it by then.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I question it.
$10 though? It is
Dude,
$10.
it's only $10. It's only
But
$10.
I do like when Spotify first came out. I wasn't for it yet because you know what I'm saying. I was still supporting Pandora.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I actually really like Spotify because yeah, you can straight listen to a whole album.
The primary reason I like it, you download it onto the app so that you don't have to stream it. So if I wanted to listen to it without internet, I could.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
That's the only perk. That's the only perk. And
Lately,
ads.
I've been listening to Mac Miller's a couple of his albums.
Oh hell yeah! They put Macadelic on there. Back when. It's my favorite
Circles.
mixtape. Yep, Circles is really fucking good.
And what's the one right before Circles?
Kids?
I forgot the name.
Kids is one of the mixtapes. Blue Slide Park,
Is that the one right before Circle?
I believe.
Circle?
I believe so. Blue Slide
Either
Park.
way, man,
Yeah.
I was listening to it for like a week, and then I had to kind of take a break because it started making me hella sad. Because
Yeah, dude.
especially Circles, dude, like, oh man, the direction he was going was so sick.
He's getting much
Like,
deeper. You could tell he was maturing as an artist.
Yeah, but he also seemed like he was hurting. Like he was in pain, man. He was struggling. Clearly,
Yeah.
he was struggling. He died of an overdose, but he was struggling with sobriety.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah. So it just when you hear it, it's just like you could tell like he was depressed and going through it. And he was young, and in a culture, well, fuck, just America in general, where it's not cool to fucking be depressed and talk about it.
Right.
He was fucking going through it with his music, but it just sucked because yeah, when I hear it, I'm just like, fuck, I wish I could like jump through and go back in time and be like, hey bro, let's talk about
Simpler
it.
times. Yeah, dude. His whole
And it's just
demeanor
like,
sort of shifted. Really, you could hear that the emotion in the music, dude. But it's just like sort of my like. I just think back to like high school. I think back to like when I was much younger, when I was smoking joints illegally in my car out in Kansas, listening to Mac Miller mixtapes, dude. That was the fucking prime time,
Mac
dude.
Miller and Wiz Khalifa. Remember they
Yep,
were like,
yep.
dude, that all that came out like right when I
Keep
graduated.
floating. Yeah.
I just graduated and they came out and I started listening to them. And both of them, I was rapping back then, y'all. Your boy Sean used to rap. And yeah, man, I remember thinking, man, these both of them hella reminded me of like the way I rapped.
Yeah.
And then I would have people call me like my friend who I rapped with, Joe, joined the army right then, like a dick. That's why I ain't a famous rap should be because he had the skills, but he went to the army. But
Right.
he would call me from fucking Korea, South Korea, and he was like, "Bro, have you heard this dude Mac Miller? He stole your flow." Like, and I was like, "Oh, mother!" And so I used to like just because of that hate
Yeah.
Mac Miller.
That's
Like
hella funny.
I would never listen to him.
Yeah.
And then he took my girl and Ariana, and
That's
then
a
she
whole
left
other
him.
bag of worms. Yeah.
How are you not going to be depressed after like you know what I mean?
She sounds like
After
it. She
this?
kind of did him a little dirty, but it sounded like there's a little bit of. We won't get too much into the specifics, but it didn't sound like it was like the most productive relationship in the world.
No, and I'm sure that she. I mean, this is obviously we're completely speculating, but
Hmm.
it's from like the lyrics and shit. When I'm like listening to it and I try to fantasize in my head, like I wonder what happened to them.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was his struggle with addiction
Yeah.
is probably why she was like, she's a fucking powerful ass girl and she fucking has too much pressure on her for that shit. But she's also was attracted to fucking weirdos for a minute.
But I will say, on a different subject, have you seen King of Staten Island, the Pete
I'm
Davidson
glad you
movie?
brought that up because
Fucking A, dude.
I wanted to transition into Pete Davidson, but since we just started randomly talking about this subject in the first place, I was like, are we going to stop? But no, yes,
Yeah, dude.
Pete
It's a
Davidson,
perfect
who we all
transition.
know, the show knows, the Hughes fans know. I went on record saying I didn't like Pete Davidson and I
Yeah.
hated him.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and I will be the first one to tell y'all that I thought I used to hate Pete Davidson purely out of jealousy, but also I didn't like him on Saturday Night Live,
SNL.
which
Yeah.
I still stand by. I like him, but he's like my least favorite on
Doesn't.
Saturday Night
Yeah,
Live.
it doesn't really shine through as well.
Nah, they're using him better now by just letting him be him, but
Yeah.
like he's like just not like but anyways, yeah, King of Staten Island got horrible ratings. Critics weren't the biggest
I
fan.
thought it got decent ratings.
Well, not at least when I saw it. I watched it the day it came out, and
Oh,
then
I
I
see.
was kind of looking up, and it had a 5.5 that day, so that could have
Oh, I
changed.
see. Okay.
Um, but it had a 5.5, and then like
I
it
only
had like
watch like Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it wasn't rotten, and that's kind of my calculus.
right. No, yeah, but it was hella enjoyable. It was an independent. Like I looked at it like it's a super independent film.
It is a Judd
So
Apatow though
I
film,
know
but more. I would agree. It seems a little bit more
the style,
less
humble.
big AAA. You know what I'm saying? Type
The biggest,
movie.
yeah, the biggest fucking star in that movie was Bill Burr. Well, and the
Yeah,
mom. Right.
yeah, yeah. Because
Um,
it's the same as Aunt May from Spider Man. That's the
right. I
mom.
can't think of her name.
I can't
Sorry, but
either, but I see her face. She was in the fucking Scooby Doo movies too,
right.
back in the
But those
day.
were like the two biggest people in there. But no, I was actually really impressed with his acting.
I thought it did a great job of humanizing Pete Davidson beyond what we're normally hearing about him. You know what I'm saying? Because like what we talk about, he's just sort of lanky, sort of like nerdy dude, lives with his mom. We don't really know much about him, but like for some reason, I guess we just didn't like him. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, because we're just like,
That Lauren Michaels took a liking to him
yeah,
because of his struggling. He probably had a good audition, I'm sure,
yeah,
to get on the show. But I think that like he stayed what's in kept him around even when he would never be on an episode because he saw him struggling.
yeah,
And um what's his and he's Lauren Michaels has been in the game for hella long. He's seen comedians, which are miserable people, let me tell you, a lot of them,
hmm,
most of them, almost all of them.
yeah,
And they got a lot of internal struggles. He's seen them all.
yeah.
So I think like he saw that in him and he kind of like just kept him around like under his wing. But he is a funny dude.
No, he is. He's got a lot of natural talent, I believe, as well. And I think he is funny.
His stand up was good
Yeah, dude. I watched one of his
on
newest
Netflix.
stand up special. Yeah, the Netflix special when he talked about like Ariana and like his little tiff or not tiff, but like kind of their outing or whatever.
And
Um
yeah,
I thought it was
I respected
hilarious.
him for the way he like he could have gone in on her. And this could have been honestly, I've been thinking about it, like could have been fear because he knows like, yo, she got hella power. Like if she wanted to fucking shun me in certain ways, she probably could.
Oh
And
yeah, 100%.
but he still though, like all he really did is say that she sucked his dick in backstage, which was hilarious. But and he still gave her respect and like didn't really go bad on her.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
said that he only did it because she first talked shit about him in a magazine.
Right. In a fucking interview with what, Vogue or whatever.
Like she felt stupid for dating him, like, after they dated and then threw him under the bus. Like that's
Yeah, it
how the
sounded like he was done dirty for sure.
yeah, that is done dirty. Because especially if like, they they live together apparently.
Yeah.
Like he was living with her, and so she absolutely knows like his struggles, and then to do that knowing it was going to be published and like
And
be okay
he's
with it.
like, he's look at him. Like, why? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we don't know the full story, but like, as far as like, whatever, like, it just seems a little dirty. Seems a little dirty,
And the
I'm kind
dude,
of Team Pete now.
I am too. I
You know
gotta
what I'm
say,
saying? Like,
I
I'm
totally
converted.
180. I
2020.
to-
Woo! Team
and
Pete. The used
I will
crew.
say,
Team Pete.
I've always wanted to like I wish I could have liked Pete. Like there's some people that I come off like I use
It's like
hate
first
loosely.
impressions. Yeah.
Yeah, I use hate loosely just because
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
vocabulary isn't that well.
Yeah.
So I have
Sure.
but usually when I have like a passion towards like when I go really bad on LeBron James
Yeah.
when he doesn't do like great in a game, is because it's like, dude, you're fucking capable of being like the like great, like you could fucking just destroy everybody. Like there's no excuse.
Right.
Like the
You're the
first
best to
game
ever done
after
it.
when the first game after Kobe, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Passed, and the first game they had back, I was pissed at LeBron James for the way he played, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, dude, he just lost somebody," and da 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 da. And I was like, "Yeah, but that is why he should have played hella good if he, you know what I mean, being a great." But anyways,
Yeah.
my point in saying this was that that's how I feel about Pete Davidson because he deals with mental illness like I do,
Yeah.
addiction like I have.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I've always wanted to relate to him, but then it was like, oh man, I'm just so frustrated because like I would see him and he'd be like not funny, and then he took my girlfriend and Ariana Grande, and it was like, no,
Damn, dude. Come on,
yeah,
man.
but
Oh,
he fucked.
jeez. Yeah,
Pete
dude.
Davidson be fucking.
Yeah, dude. For sure. 100% agree with that, dude. But yeah, dude.
Kate Beckinsale,
Yeah, dude. I forgot about that. Is that still a thing?
it just fizzled out because it was clearly he just was, they were just like that
Two
was never,
generations. It's like
dude. He was just whoever it's something about them Hollywood women like a dude who's a fucking mess. They want to fix something, I guess.
little project, little side
Yeah,
project.
or just somebody who's the way I look at it is he was so disconnected from the average person who's in Hollywood. Like the
Yeah,
way
he seemed
his
more real.
personality.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
yeah.
think that is a big appeal
It's a
to
level of authenticity you don't normally get,
right.
with those types. But no, totally. I'm excited to see his new projects, new stand-ups. I wouldn't be disappointed if he just said, fuck SNL. I'm going to go do my own fucking thing, start my own show, start my own troupe, like whatever. I would love
They
to
have
see
to
like an
be
alternative comedy sort of niche, like Adult Swim-esque sort of Pete
he's
Davidson.
definitely yeah, I don't know how much longer he's gonna last on SNL, you know what I mean? Like who knows? I don't even know if he's on that next season. I don't know if they've even
Like
said
renewed
anything.
his like contract or whatever.
Right.
Cause
But and
yeah.
he could be involved in a lot of skits. Like he could have written a lot of the COVID thing was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Oh no, 100%. Did you see like
He
this
got
music video?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was not the best, but it was still like I supported it. It wasn't like fucking Lonely Island or the original G, fucking
Right.
Adam Sandler, but he
Yeah.
did do one with Adam Sandler and shit.
Yeah,
which is
dude. I thought it was hilarious, and I thought it was like great. I mean, it's very Pete Davidson. But yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking PDP. We are about to watch highlight number 1 on the Use Guys YouTube page. Remember, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to be talking later about diversifying content, but right now, let's react to the YouTube video. All right, Sean, are you synced up? 3, 2, 1. Oh, God damn it. But we're going to get to Taylor. We'll get the mic in a second after we run
the one time we did it
in terms of Taylor's sex
the fucking
life.
compound,
Let's
the
start
Lodi compound.
Dude, they don't even live here anymore. It's crazy. This is unseen footage of Use Guys.
Yeah, Taylor Evans, a really
I'd
popular
ask for
comedian.
money, but realistically,
I'm the dude.
and then
Yeah, he's a popular 209 comedian. This was an awkward interview at points, but after watching the video again, it was actually it was all right. If we just recorded this, it actually would have been a decent episode.
I still don't like this question was so ridiculous because it was, how much would you have to get paid to have sex with a sex robot? And I still hold the same way I'm feeling then, which is, why would you have to pay me to have sex with a fucking robot?
I don't know. That's a dumb question.
I would do it. I'd sign up.
Way of life and everything that they do is way better.
The close-up
because,
cam edit, I missed.
well, they know that there's a higher being that's gonna watch over them no matter
Have you ever wondered what Tapatio?
how. Actor, excuse me for being so crude, but ignorant fucking retards.
Samsung. What?
No.
And these little asides were really fucking funny too.
Then you
They
can
were,
watch
dude.
it, you
That-
can read it, and
oh my
there's
God.
no way to repay
We had some good improv moments back then.
Yeah.
Toilet paper. I got paper towels.
Before we got the official mics and stuff, and we were just basically fucking bullshitting.
Yeah.
It was funny because the longer the show went, the more fucking drunk we were, and the more ridiculous it got.
Exactly, dude. By the end of the show, we were just slurring our words, eyes red, stoned and drunk as shit.
Let's redo it.
All right.
We're gonna
We're
redo
I
grown-ups now.
miss it.
Action.
I know, dude. Yeah, we're grown-ups now. This was what, 2018?
Don't worry about it.
I do like this.
Our top clip
violated our rules.
in
This is-
history. Yeah, it is. On my channel still.
Laptop, motherfucker.
It's a sensitive moment to be saying that, but you know, it had to do with somebody in chat said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
even repeat it in the
They
climate.
said BBC in chat.
Save it. Save that.
And I was really just kind of mocking some dummy in chat.
Okay, here
Colin
it is.
Kaepernick, 6'4", 230 pounds. That's a joke.
That's a joke.
I wonder why it said that.
I don't remember. You're talking shit on Kaepernick.
Fucking zoom in. Read. You don't want his bullshit link that shows.
Oh, I do
his
like
face.
this part. It's funny.
That's not his. All right, Jed York. You can seriously go fuck yourself. You're ruining the 49ers. You're taking away everything we ever had good. You fired Jim Harbaugh because
I
you
like-
said you'd rather lose. Than
I like when
win
you cut away and I'm
Jim
like,
Harbaugh.
give him the fucking.
To me,
Give him the
Jed
zoom.
York is the best thing that ever happened to the 49ers.
Back to
right
the
now.
Give him the zoom again. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay.
The guy wants to zoom. Give him the zoom.
When you're in intercourse. And
Oh, this is my
Oh,
favorite.
dude. Yeah.
How do you choose your
My
lane?
favorite setup in the studio we ever had was
McBlood
this
sex
one.
lot
How do you
anymore.
Jonathan
choose
hated
your
it though.
How do you choose your
Naturally,
mates?
because you could only
Who's
see the
gonna
back
be
of his
the
head.
process for you? How do you
Anybody
choose
Look
your
at that
mates?
Vision and Scarlet Witch
Volume,
comic
man.
book, which
Just
we
see
were
the
ahead of the
volume,
game
it's
because that was
hot.
before they even
Right,
announced
right,
that they were going to come out with that show.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah, we were.
animal noise.
Oh, this is like my
What type of
favorite.
animal noise can you replicate?
Oh
this?
yeah, dude, I like this edit.
Sean, what kind of Sean? How you like that in your bloody ears? Put the headphones on, like.
And then you do it again in like the next
Tell me you
clip.
don't like it in this.
Sean, what? How does Sean eat? Sean, how do you eat when you approach like a bowl of Cheerios? what is your mentality really when you're
Usually
punching
when I
it?
see a bowl of Cheerios, I'm thinking, well, two things. One, this is going to be one of the best breakfasts I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, 2 bowls
Yeah.
of
And
cereal,
I'm
please.
thinking it's also going to be good for me heart.
Okay, but Sean, what
Well,
if there
it's
is
got all the
no milk? What if there is no milk in your
Damn
refrigerator?
it, mate. If
Would
there's
you-
no fucking milk and I'll get a bowl of cereal, I'm going to say something along the lines of,
Okay.
I don't fucking play. If you don't play me, I suggest you hop in the ring, baby boy. But today,
Fuck you, me.
Portugal is gonna do it. We ain't gonna lose.
35 to 9. That was.
That fool looks like a White Walker right there.
Dude, he's real white. Our lighting sucked right there.
Fucking dipshit. I'm a winner. Go ahead. Hockey the loser.
Let me tell you something. Calaboca.
This is also coming from.
And by the way, I
Yeah,
think that was
Cowboys
about the
and,
European
He's got the same
Championship,
blood
which
running through his
Yeah.
veins.
Has been
we
caught
won.
masturbating to videos.
or I know we won.
Ronaldo's thigh.
Yeah, that was a
Unless
while
it was
ago.
Be
about-
specific.
Unless it was about the one that was supposed to happen.
He has a unique perspective because his style of watching TV shows is watching them all in like one sitting, whereas like me, I like would drag it out for like a month
Yeah,
to
that's-
watch a season because I don't have time.
get the fuck
Get
out
the
of
fuck
here.
out. I don't have time.
I don't have time. I got too many video games to play.
I do play a lot of games. Okay. If there was a game
because
format,
you rewatch The Office and Mad Men. That's why you.
I
don't have
like
time.
The Office
This
and
guy-
Mad Men.
which
I don't
Jay-
like.
which-
I don't like change.
I told him.
This is
I
the
told him
fourth
to-
I just
time.
missed those
Fifth time
days,
I've watched
dude. It was
The
so
Office.
tight.
The
Yeah,
second
dude.
time
It was
I
good. We
watched
had a lot of
Mad Men.
momentum.
No, I've seen him start it out. This is what he does.
Has
I
he not
never
finished
watched-
it?
No, bro, this is what he does when he starts it.
This is when you guys were fucking door salesmen, huh?
Yeah, I think it was actually. Nice.
That's
nice.
good.
All right, let's go to number 2.
This is a clip show number 2, y'all. You can
All
find
right.
these on our YouTube page.
YouTube page, which is right here. I have it posted up here. YouTube. All right, let's go back out. Highlight number 2.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay, let me blow it up. All right, so this is highlight number 2. It's about a minute shorter. I think that the highlight number 2 has some of the funnier clips, but the thing about highlight 2 is that it is an update, so it's newer clips compared to the
okay.
last one, which is some of the older material and some of our older famous clips, and some unseen footage from the Taylor Chronicles, which was kind of funny, I guess, but the video quality of that sucked balls because we were live streaming in the fucking the Haynes Bruce dungeon. But anyway, okay, are you ready for this, Sean?
Okay, yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, watch. Are you on? All right.
Yes, sir.
Sexy motherfucker. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam,
Oh, and I finally got chat on there. After forever.
Fucking Bruce and his stupid ass fucking
Soundboard.
Sexy motherfucker.
It's not stupid. It's life.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, it's when I had slick back hair for a little bit.
Dude, yeah, you were being real edgy. You look like a Sicilian. You look like
I
straight
tried
from The
to-
Sopranos.
I remember when we walked out on your ass. It had to do with Game of Thrones, right? Or some shit.
I hadn't seen Game of Thrones at that point.
we're gonna take a break.
Oh yeah, dude, crazy.
I switch the camera here. Switch the camera. Life fucking advice. If you ever want to ask
Oh,
someone where they are at, in
I
a
just spoiled
fucking
Walking Dead
show,
for Bruce
you say,
here. He
Where
was
are
pissed
you
off.
at? You don't say, "Are you at the part where so and so does the so and so thing?"
Hey,
And then
did you see the part where Michael Jordan stretches his arm out from half court and slams it? Oh,
You
great.
don't
Now I know what happens
do-
in Space Jam.
exactly, someone ruined fucking
That's
Space
where the
Jam for me.
climax for.
So how about you just ask, "Hey, bro, where you at with that one character?"
Someone
And then they'll
ruined
answer the
Space Jam.
question,
Hey,
man, do
and
you
then
like
you
this
know where they are at. You
By
know
the
where
way,
they're at.
Please, everyone in the room, don't spoil Game of Thrones because this idiot's still on season 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this the Game of Thrones?
Pointing.
Hey, girl, like if you're into loser white dude, hello.
Oh, look, Pete Davidson
I'll give you
discussion.
my number. I'll message it to you on Instagram. Hello, time.
If you want
Oh yeah,
loser white
she's gotten
dudes.
hella shit for being with that dude.
Boris Yeltsin is the reason why Putin is in office.
They did have a war in Georgia, didn't they?
Putin invaded Georgia in
Someone
2008.
took geography class.
And they said, "Hey man, get out of here,
Oh
Putin!
my god.
Putting all this pressure on Putin, all this pressure on."
No, it is not
yes,
true.
it is. Every game we had with your fucking
Bring up the
all-star
stats on
team.
the
these fucking
Those are
bets.
Lakers,
The
Warriors
Laker bet.
games this season. We went overtime 2 times. With
So
you guys.
pissed off.
$30. Overtime 2 times this year.
$5.
$5.
2017.
This year.
This
I
year.
feel that the movie was okay. It wasn't bad. I agree with him. It was
Oh, Ant-Man
mediocre.
2.
But at the same time, there was some parts you know what? I guess I'm just trying to make
Yeah.
an argument. It was bad. It was
Yeah,
bad.
dude.
It
This
was
is
a bad
honestly
fucking
after the
movie.
show is when I really realized.
It
Yeah,
was
you know, I
bad.
guess I didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know, I thought
It wasn't that great. I watched it again. It's still not that great.
It's not, but it's you know.
You need it for in-game. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
only
good enough.
reason.
Because it was a long.
right.
The
Like,
last
it's
5
tough.
seconds of the movie, that's all you
wait
needed.
for a couple more to come. And when those come, you grab two. And then you're swinging. And you're swinging. And you kill them all until they stop coming.
What am I talking
I
about?
think this was a discussion about if there's a bunch of 12-year-olds with machetes, how many of them can you take out?
You verbally.
Oh my god!
Do I get through 15 of them?
And that's you're demonstrating how you're gonna take them all out. You want me to? I'll clip it tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Her head on the bed. She wants her thighs up,
Here's
sky to the
John.
high.
Oh, this was
no
a
one to the
controversial
ceiling.
clip.
She wants her
This got us in
to be
trouble in the
squirming
debate
her
community.
bed sheets even before you start pounding. She wants that freedom and that liberty that you can only bring with the tongue. She wants you to make her feel good
I
that
don't
you
know
can
why.
only
And
do
you
with
knocked the
the side of
picture
your
over.
mouth. She wants you to bring her.
Okay, we might get a noise complaint from that.
Sure that they know what a good time looks like. We made sure that they're going to be calling us the next day. We made
Preach.
sure that they texted us, "Oh my God, can you come back?" We'll make sure that their friends said that they said that that was the best blowjob I ever had. We'll make sure that we got to. And that's been the use, guys. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
See y'all next week.
All right,
We'll
next
see you
week.
next. Mark Hamill impressions.
I was totally exaggerating. I kind of missed that hair, dude. Now that I see it, nobody liked it.
Drink that milk from that goat.
It was good.
Go.
I'm gonna get my money right.
Oh, this is me being totally wrong about being worried about Todd Phillips
There's one with
directing Joker.
puppies and they're in like
Oh,
a crate.
yeah.
like at this
No,
pet
it was
pet
good.
Store. And these puppies are talking to each other, and this one puppy's like, "Hey man, what you doing in my corner?" And he's like, "This ain't your corner. What you mean it's your corner? This ain't your corner." He goes, "Motherfucker."
That's all it
he
is?
Goes, no, he's like, "Motherfucker, I'll piss." Or no, he goes, "I marked it at piss." I said, "Fuck your piss." He goes, "I'll shit on your piss." And he said, "Shit, oh, you gross."
That show is funny, by the
Oh,
way.
you gross.
HBO,
And he
man.
goes,
I gotta
"You wanna
check it
fight,
out.
Motherfucker, I've been humped.
Yeah.
What?
I'm glad I
I'll be
just
humped.
got
And then this
reminded
other
of it.
puppy
I'm gonna
comes
watch
in.
it later.
And
piss
the
on
puppy
you- I'll
comes
piss
up
on
and
your
it's the
shit on
dad
your
from the
piss.
Wayans brothers.
He really, he's like,
The dad from Friday. I forget his name, but you know the
shit.
dad.
Yeah, I know.
And he plays the voice of his puppy. He goes, "You know how long I've been here? I've been here for 10 days."
Going around your entire flank on the right side, you have one person charging
This
you
looks
to
really
the front,
good.
and another
I
person
was talking about
going around
Division
your
2 or
left
something.
flank. So when you're trying to take down a group of enemies as an individual, you are completely circled by
Can I
NPCs,
show
and it's a
you?
goddamn
Can I show you
nightmare.
what I would
No,
do?
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
I'll show you what I do.
yeah.
All four
Wow.
of
Wait,
the
can you
sides.
Yeah, I remember
All
my
of them
voice was
down.
fucked.
All of them down.
Sorry, wait.
Yeah, it's a little
This is-
cracked.
This is for,
No, this is for you fucking hipsters.
That's
out
another
there in the Bay
popular
Area,
clip
you
on
Oh
fucking
yeah,
cunts.
I use this
I'm
picture
tired
all
of
the
you.
time.
Get over it, all right? Go move to fucking LA. You want to be a hipster. You want to move to the fucking Bay Area? You support your fucking local teams. That's the only thing that made you who you are. You're gonna be fucking hipsters, your yoga studios, your fucking orgy,
Easy on the table.
your orgy
Easy.
palaces, everything that you have over there.
orgy
They're not gonna pay the bills.
The
okay?
orgy
You want to pay
palaces.
the bills? You got to do it with the sports.
Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
that's it. You gotta
I
do it with
love
the
it.
sports. Oh yeah, and there are
Oh.
Comic-Con takes. Did you ever watch the Comic-Con 2019 video?
You know, I didn't. I didn't want to be reminded of the trip me and you had.
It was like thinking back on it now. I think that if I would have I don't know, I just should have planned it more. With all honesty, it was just a really
That's what I was
impromptu
about to say.
trip.
We really didn't prepare. If
No.
now that we know what
Yeah,
would be getting ourselves into,
yeah.
we would have completely prepared differently because
I would have just been. We just should have fucked with people the whole time. I just should have had. What we should have did is what we originally said, which was to get one of the wireless microphones, like an actual like news microphone. I should have been dressed up and impersonating someone and just interviewing people, and then we should have swapped out just fucking with people the
Well, and
whole
a lot
time.
of it too, like I'll take a lot of blame for that too. Because, that was when, I was still drinking. You know, I ain't drinking no more, y'all. 28 days sober, but no, I was still drinking, and I remember I drank like I worked the night before, got off like already like around 11, and decided I was gonna drink a little bit, and then I didn't go to bed till like probably 2 or
Yeah.
even 3. And then me and you had to be at the airport
Early as fuck.
by 5. You came to my house at like 4:30, I think that day.
I was there early as fuck.
So like I got no sleep and I was just hella fucking tired, was not in the mood.
Yeah.
And I think that was the main fucking thing. Yeah,
And
I
then
was
and then
just-
Jonathan, as being Jonathan, Mr. Ooh, I got into Comic-Con.
and then on top of that, he fucking was kind of not really part of it, because he had to fucking stay up all night. It was his job to do the overnight shit.
Right.
Because to get into the Marvel
Whatever the fuck the expo
to
thing.
see all the shit, you have to like wait in line. Right,
Yeah.
everybody. So like
They literally had a campsite.
2 days, like 2 days before. So they were taking shifts on their spot. Bruce fucking stayed there basically all night, like didn't fucking sleep. So when we showed up, he was dumbass tired.
Yeah.
And fucking.
And then
he
we
took
literally
a nap.
walked around for like
Literally, yeah. And it was cool. The best part was meeting
Jason. Yeah. Jason Mewes. And thinking back, I should have got a picture too. And I wish I would have just kept my camera rolling and recording the whole time. And I should have just kept it going. But that was an epic moment at least. At least that was a silver lining. We got the epic photo with Mewes. That's good for the gram.
And it was cool. It was just like a day. Like, we literally flew there. I think our flight was at 8.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
7.
7 or 8.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got there at like 10 or something.
And then we
San
fucking
Diego.
we went home and got back to Sacramento before fucking 8:00 at night.
Yeah, it was a pretty efficient trip overall, but I just wish that I would have had like planned for it a little bit better, or at least strategized a little bit better. But yeah, it is what it is.
I would say this year we will, but
Fucker got canceled. Makes
well, it
sense
had
though.
to, man. No
Yeah.
way they could've. But
No.
when is it? Because they're gonna show they're still gonna do all the cool shit, which is like Marvel's gonna have their
They're on little.
and they're gonna do it for free. Can you look that up real quick?
They're maybe like a fucking, I don't know,
They're
like
gonna
an
have
expo
They're gonna
that type
stream
thing.
it live for free on like YouTube or something.
Marvel.
Just do San
Comic-
Diego Comic-Con. Let me see. Sorry, y'all. I'm in front of the camera.
Comic-Con 2020 canceled. Special guest Comic-Con San Diego Baggett. No. I wonder if they have anything on their. Oh yeah, Comic-Con at Home 2020.
Right.
There's a whole video. It
When
says
is that?
coming soon. Yeah, there's no fucking information about it. Let me just Google that real quick. Comic-Con at Home 2020. All the movies, TV panels coming to home. This is from one day ago from entertainment.com. Instead of in-person events, Comic-Con at Home will host virtual panels to preview upcoming releases. Comic-Con 2020 obviously canceled. Walking Dead has a bunch of panels, but no one, I guess y'all don't really care about Walking Dead. I'll probably look at that.
I'm just shocked. I really thought they finished it.
No, it's
Like-
still going. Well,
I mean, like,
there's they're even starting a new limited series called Walking Dead World Beyond, which I think is probably going to be bad. And it's
are the zombies dying off yet? Like, what?
they ought to be. They've been in this world for over 10 years.
So they're not. The story is just like as if the zombies are still thriving. They don't progress that at all. Like you know what I mean? They don't progress any of the story of the zombies fucking not being zombies, maybe, or like a vaccine or some kind of shit.
I don't know. They're trying to sort of basically they mirror a lot of what the comic books do, and they're slowly introducing the larger world, which is the Commonwealth, which is like a larger sort of society. And they previewed that because Denai Guerrera Michonne left and she's gone from the show now. And in her last episode, it previewed her joining the Commonwealth. Rick was taken away to the Commonwealth. And in Fear the Walking Dead, the other spinoff series, there's multiple encounters with the Commonwealth. So there's going to be a convergence. I wouldn't doubt though that we see the end of the show in the next couple seasons. I'm afraid that like it might either lose funding or that the COVID was going to cancel it.
That's what I was.
But I don't think it's too big. It's too big now because it's a franchise now. It's not just like a show.
They're getting the fucking ratings and making money off it because that it would have canceled.
Yeah, and this last season, season 10, actually got really high reviews. Viewership obviously is down, but critics still think it's really good.
I really don't think. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people did, but let me ask you: did you really expect 10 years?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. But when it came out in 2010, I didn't watch it. I didn't start watching it until like 2015, 2014.
Oh, okay.
So when I started watching it, it was on season 5. Because I remember after watching all the free episodes, I had to buy all the seasons. So I would go and pay $30 for each new season and just binge it up to contemporary. And I watched all those motherfuckers, but Did
you get into the comics after watching it?
Yeah, I bought the compendium. I bought, which is basically 3 big books with all of the comics in it. And there's one more. And then Bruce got me the last edition comic from Comic-Con, which I have over here.
Oh yeah.
The special. Let me go get it.
It's picking up trash over here. It's trash day.
But yeah,
oh shit balls. Hold on now.
190. You still there?
Yep.
The 193rd edition. Special edition.
Nice.
And I got 2 of these. So I need to preserve them. I need to put it in a case or something because it's got a special cover too.
I would say send me my Stranger Things Cokes, but
they're still in my closet over there.
I have nowhere to put them anyways. I do miss like I was on Instagram.
I have your headphones too.
Headphones.
Yeah, your headphones.
I do have headphones, bro. Yeah, I forgot about those.
Yeah, your over the ear ones.
Those.
Well, yeah, I was gonna give you the microphone too, if you wanted that.
But I forget.
You're gonna say something. You're gonna say something there.
Oh, yeah, Stranger fucking Things, right?
Yeah.
I was on Instagram, some random shit popped up, and it was part of the last season. Bro, I really liked that last season, the feel. I mean, the one thing I love about every season of Stranger Things, especially the first one, and then this last one, right? Because there's only 3 or 2.
There's
only 3.
3.
Yeah.
Because we're about to have 4.
Yeah. So the first one, we, kind of, it was brand new for us.
Yeah.
But it was a complete, you felt like it was the 80s. You know what I mean? They were really good at like
the aesthetic.
You felt like it was the 80s.
Yeah.
And then the third one, they did a fucking another good job when it came to feel like the second was cool, but I didn't like, it just kind of continued from the first as far as the feel goes. So it kind of fizzled out. But then when they did this third one, And
It's
it
the
was
new
it was
stage. They're
combined.
the older,
Dude,
yeah.
it was just- and since it released on like the week of 4th of July, it was just fucking badass, dude. It just had another dope ass feel.
Yeah, dude, they
And
hit all the marks with that shit.
it was awesome.
I just
man.
hope they
And I'm looking-
continue that with the 4th season, which I assume that they will, you know.
right? They did it. Didn't they come up with like a teaser or something
I-
already?
I believe so, because in one of the teasers, I
Yeah.
think it's revealed that Hopper is still around.
He's yeah, because they say something about where's the American and they're in Russia. So
Yeah.
he didn't get fucking obliterated. He got
fucking
transported.
transported to the USSR. Yeah, dude, but excellent show. Excellent fucking show. Yeah, let's see what else they're gonna talk about. You know, there's some other shit that we were gonna talk about, but we don't have to talk about any of that. I just was
Oh, yeah.
brainstorming.
Give me. I'm gonna take a pee, y'all. Cut.
Okay. Cut. Cut here. Cut. We'll watch the Comic-Con video.
Talk like this just to see how it is. I'm chilling with my Thanos.
How long is that?
The video is 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Anyways, we're out here at the Comic-Con, the food court. Taking
Is
a
it
little
us at
rest, getting
Comic-Con?
some memes in.
Have you not seen the video? It's just random footage I took, random videos I took from Comic-Con. So there's only like a couple of them. There's one where we're at the food court, and then another one when we're talking about how we don't see many DC characters, no Batman, which was on like Snapchat, and then the one where we unboxed the Thanos glove.
Oh yeah.
Dress up as him.
Oh, shit.
He sucks. Yeah, but it's not that great. Sean, there it is.
I don't even know.
Sean, how does it feel to have it on your hand with all that power?
Dang it, I forgot. When I was supposed to put it on, I was supposed to go.
Operation Put Sean, tell us.
By the
about-
way, we might as well fire Bruce. This is like the best show we've done.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Bruce, sorry, you are, you're fired. You don't have a place here.
Oh, all right. So, yeah, I remember what I wanted to talk about.
What?
Or what was on my mind. This NASCAR situation we got going
Oh,
on.
yeah, the Bubba.
Yeah, with,
the fucking
Bubba.
racist, the case of the, noose.
Yeah, so in case if you're watching this right now and you either don't remember, depending on when you watched it, or you just fucking live under a rock and for some reason are on YouTube. Yeah, Bubba Wallace is a black NASCAR driver. He's an African American NASCAR driver, and he's been really on the forefront as far as all the NASCAR drivers and NASCAR have kind of like really fallen behind him and his coming out with the word here. He's leading for the
This
cause,
sort of,
like,
the cause, yeah, for
Yeah, for
NASCAR
the-
becoming a little bit more accepting
Right.
and sort of expelling hatefulness from the organization,
right,
which
like
is
paying attention. And there's been a lot
Yeah.
of fucking problems because they said no more Confederate flag, and obviously 90% of the fucking big fans of NASCAR live in the South, and it refuse to see why someone would be bothered by that flag.
right.
So if they're like somebody flew over with the fucking flag and shit. It was ridiculous.
And then
But-
a driver quit. I can't remember his name, but he quit over it. Like, seriously. But anyway.
whatever, yeah, it's like more money for the other guy who's gonna come up now. But yeah, so Bubba Wallace, there was one of his crew members on his crew found a noose tied to the garage, like where you for a pulley, like to pull the door down, but it was tied like a noose. So the FBI gets involved, 15 FBI agents, and then a day or two later they come out and say, "Oh, actually, we came to find out it wasn't a hate crime." Because NASCAR came out first,
Right.
credit to them, and they hopped on it right away. We're like, this is disgusting. It's a hate crime. We're pissed. We're going to investigate it. Someone's getting fired, all this shit. And probably if they proved it would have been a hate crime, that's punishable by law, baby.
Yeah, dude.
But,
Someone's going to jail. And as a sort of a preface and side note to this, only so many people have access to the garages in NASCAR. That isn't just somewhere where like me or you could just walk up to it. These are people who are pit crews, drivers, people within organizations. So
camera crews,
yeah.
And there's so many cameras because like NFL Films, and there's a bunch of cameras. NASCAR apparently has like more than 40. I heard someone on the radio say.
Yeah.
But Fox apparently has like 44 cameras there. So it's just, and then on top of the fact that I'm not counting security cameras.
Yeah.
So there's all types of cameras. FBI comes out after they do their investigation. It said, oh, it actually was put up. It's not a hate crime. It was put up last October for like Halloween. So it's been up since almost a year.
Okay, so did they say it was for Halloween, or did they say it was a pulley for the garage or something like that?
Well, it was.
I guess I haven't read into it as much.
Their excuse was, or what they're saying, the reason why, like they're saying it was up since October. So like somebody tied it. So it was for the garage, but somebody thought that that would be, I guess, like, oh, in the spirit of Halloween, because it's like but it's a noose, and this is America, and you can't, that's a noose only really fucking means one thing. And Talladaga's in Alabama, am I correct?
No, I believe that's Florida.
Talladega, Florida?
Yeah.
Oh. Either way.
So.
Talladega.
Oh no, you're 100% right. I'm wrong. It's in Alabama.
And I'm not trying to go on record. I'm not going to go on record and say everybody in Alabama is racist.
Yeah, but we can make a pretty strong assertion. But there's a significant amount of people there.
So, was it done?
Oh, the white people.
Let's say, I believe, because I'll say right now, I will go on record and say, I don't believe that that's the case that it was from then. I believe that and that they just decided it'd be easier to just say it was from last October instead of this, because the climate we live in, and who knows the reaction we're going to get and all this. But anyways, let's say it was from last October. I personally, this is all of us would be speculating, but I personally think that there was racist. You know what I mean? The guy who did that knowing what it represented and used Halloween as an excuse. But like did it knowing, like in his head, like, it's a fucking noose. And so with that said, I truly find it hard to believe that it was from a year ago. And I just really feel like people decided, it'd probably be easier if we say it's from a year ago than try to because what's going to happen if we fucking find out it is a noose? Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
And they're probably worried, like, if we get somebody's name, now this guy's going to have to get arrested and tried. And if he doesn't, there's going to be protests across the country, because there would have been. I really believe there probably would have been a lot of people rising up, and it would have been the next fucking thing. Everybody's saying, because we ain't letting shit fly anymore.
Right.
You get caught fucking being racist now. Everybody, we need to do this in life, by the way. We need to do this.
Shame people will totally protest against. Yeah.
You see someone being racist, we need to fucking take it on ourselves to fucking call them out. I'm talking to white people. We need to call out people who are racist. We can't let it happen.
So I just posted it up here. So this is what the noose looked like in the garage. You can't see it on your end, sorry, Sean, but at least on the recording side of things, this is what it looks like. I pulled up a New York Times article that shows the photo. I mean, it's just dangling from the garage. I totally agree with you, Sean. I don't know why they would use that as sort of an excuse or to try to dissolve or absolve anyone from it, right? It seems a little too clean, but at the same time not, because it's still news.
It's still
that's still fucked up, and there should be a further investigation into it.
Right, and NASCAR is saying that they're still going to investigate it because they are still upset about it. But
naturally,
it just really seems like it was to avoid, and I don't mean it like NASCAR was like, yo, this is strictly like it was, oh, this is a bad look. I think it's even, I would say, beyond that. You know what I mean? Because if the FBI was just like, okay, and first of all, anyone who's watching this and is like, why would you even think that if the FBI said it? Why would the FBI lie?
Fucking think for your fucking self.
Yeah, like
they don't have a good track record in the Department of People of Color and investigating them or anything, right? They have a pretty good knack for murdering people. But evidently, this New York Times article is saying that NASCAR's own investigation was inconclusive. They said, we were unfortunately unable to determine with any certainty who tied the rope in this manner or why it was done, the spokesperson said.
Then it's the easiest next question is, well, then how did you know it was from October? Like one day it just popped up on the screen and the date was October, but we have no.
Oh, there was evidently there is video footage. Said that the video footage showed the noose had been in the garage in early October 2019 before anyone knew it would be assigned to Wallace for the Geico 500 race on Monday.
And I'm not, I've listened to a lot of sports radio, some podcasts, and a lot of people, like some people are taking a stance of we need to be careful and not just rush all the time to calling people racist. And some people, Will Kane, for example, has said.
Who is that? He's just a sports analyst.
He has a radio show. He's actually leaving ESPN. I don't know where the fuck he's going, but yeah, he's a white dude. But
of course, a white dude would be making this argument.
But he's cool, but he's also somebody who loves to
stir the pot.
That's just what he does.
Yeah.
But what he was saying is that he's like, NASCAR. He's like, and his point of view is that we need to be careful because what we're doing now is we're calling everybody racist hella quick and we're lumping people into groups.
Sure.
Which I understand what he's saying when he says that.
Sure.
And I would even agree. Like we need to make sure that we're calling the right people racist. I've been part of these peaceful protests.
Yeah.
And when people are going off on the cops in the crowd, there's a lot of people in the crowd, rightfully so, correcting these people by telling them, yo, shut the hell up. Like, we're not, you know what I mean? We don't need to yell at every cop. We need to express anger with the system and shit.
Sure.
But it's not every cop. So stop yelling at this dude who's like, was told, it's not like you fucking volunteered.
Sure.
He's told you're going to be standing at the Capitol, right? So, and I would say the majority of people who are peacefully protesting are smart enough and aware that they're not just yelling at every cop. That's not the point. It's clear the message is about the system. But,
yeah, 100%. I think that there's sort of a balance. I think that people like you were talking about, their whole argument of, not everyone in a lot of instances is just making this whole discussion more palatable for white people, meaning that it's easier for them to be like, okay, I could do a racism in some instances, but it depends on the severity in the sort of frequency and level of that. If it's up here and I say a bad, if I say the N-word, I'm going to call you out, you're done. But more invisible, insidious, and maybe even more micro versions of racism might go uncalled out. I think what we're seeing now is a heightened awareness and scrutiny of those micro forms of racism that go every day unsort of noticed, unassumed, and people like that, white people, get uncomfortable with that because they're uncomfortable being called racist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that shit's gonna happen. That's gonna continue to happen.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking white dude who was born in the East Bay. The majority of my friends were minorities. I was fucking, hold on, somebody's ringing my door.
But, and sort of on this discussion as well, is that it's a question of acknowledgement, it's a question of recorrection, and it's a question of continuing those new, better behaviors into the future. And I think that is ultimately the best thing that we can do. We live in a racist society. We are part of a racist institution. We were taught racist things growing up, right? But it just takes time to educate and to sort of expel those things, acknowledge those things so that we can not do those things in the future, so we can educate more people in the future, right? So, I think that we could make the argument that you and I have been in the past, or unwittingly or other situations been racist, or whatever subtle little joke, stereotype.
Right.
What?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, like there's something that people would be like, oh, that's yeah. But that my point in what I was gonna say is,
Yeah.
um, our experience, especially, mine, you're from Kansas. I can't speak for Kansas.
96% of my town was white.
Okay, yeah.
Hella
See,
racist people.
so, yeah. and
My
I
mom's
grew-
from Missouri, and they're
I
hella into the Confederacy. They got monuments there.
I grew up opposite, right?
Yeah.
So, I grew up like the school system I was in, the neighborhoods I was in, but it was, if it wasn't 50-50, it was 60-40, 40 being the white. And I'm Portuguese, but Portuguese is considered white, and whatever. I get it. You know what I mean? But
Well, part of
we're
the
talking
sort of
about-
Western colonizing sort of.
Yeah. And we're talking about people like, white people feeling uncomfortable about this shit going on.
Yeah.
But fuck, boo-hoo for us.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what I was getting at, is that, you know what? Like, me, you, and everyone we fucking know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Me and you definitely have called someone out for being racist. I'm sure once or twice in our lives.
Yeah.
We're talking about the big things, and that going to what you said, the micro things that
Mhm.
we would overlook. We haven't, and that's what needs to be done now. Not
Yeah.
like you need to we don't need to. I'm not saying someone does something and it's insensitive, so we're gonna put him on blast and act like he's a horrible person. But basically call him out like, yo, that shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Just not being complicit with it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And in some instances, I think certain responses from certain situations vary, and they could get different. And I don't have all the answers for how that should go about being done. Some instances, yelling, screaming, physical violence, sometimes that is permissible. In some instances, maybe not permissible. But even in that way, the way we're looking at it there, that we come from a position of privilege to where we can be like, oh, we can make these sort of things. But put yourself in a person of color's shoes, a black person's shoes, and just day after day dealing with those subtle sort of what they call microaggressions. You know what I'm saying? Like, at a certain point, I would just blow the fuck up on anyone too. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it.
So,
I've
it's
walked into
difficult.
I've walked into stores that in my neighborhood that I went in by myself, and with the same person working the cash register, say hello, and that's it, and it was fine. Then I walked in with my friend who was a minority or a person of color, and it was I remember the first time that happened as a teenager, where I would actually notice that. And I remember the fucking eyes and the way that this dude, now when I came in, this person wasn't friendly. And
Yeah.
he just kind of like looked at us when we came in. And then
Right,
it
just
was
kinda judgy.
uncomfortable. These are shit that minorities and people of color deal with every fucking day.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, for us to feel fucking uncomfortable, not like me and you personally, but like if white people
In
are
general.
feeling uncomfortable because of that shit, dude, whatever. Fight fucking through it, and we need to fucking change the
Yeah.
fucking, we need to fucking step up and stop this shit finally.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on. But I was gonna say, yeah, it doesn't need to be fucking going crazy and attacking somebody and their whole fucking life. And if someone does something that's insensitive, completely labeling this person as a racist, because that's not always the fucking case, right? So like this YouTuber you told me about
Oh, Jenna Marbles.
off the air, yeah, that got banned or whatever, or stopped doing it because she got a lot of hate because in 2011 she dressed up like Nicki Minaj, right? Well, I don't think she did that as a hateful person, and
No, she's just kind of an edgy comedian.
right, but
I
I don't even think that
2011
she
was a
did-
different time.
right. She didn't do it thinking like, oh, I'm doing.
I'm gonna
black-
do a racism.
She didn't dress up like Nicki Minaj. Was
Yeah.
it probably insensitive?
Oh hell
Yes.
yeah.
I wouldn't. I haven't seen it, but I'm not gonna say
It's
it
not
was like-
on the public anymore. She like took it off, so like you can't even go see it.
Right. A lot of people have been bringing up the Robert
Downey Jr. in
Robert
Tropic
Downey
Thunder.
Right, but I think that is like a swing and a miss. I'm not gonna go on and say that shit was inappropriate because the whole point of that in the movie it was inappropriate. Like in the story, it was supposed to be.
It's a meta
inappropriate.
commentary because it's a white.
it's
He's
making
playing two
fun of-
people.
Yeah, and
A
it's
dude
making
playing a
fun
dude
of-
playing another dude.
right, and it's making fun of Hollywood. And
Right.
if anything, Ben Stiller was kind of calling out Hollywood for being kind of racist. and
Right,
being
because
like,
his
instead
other
of
dude
doing
is
that,
like blue-eyed, super white, and then
Right.
he plays 100%.
Instead of giving it to a person, Hollywood would rather would first hire an actor who's going to get a surgery and shit. That's what the joke was. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
It just shows the length and extremes that Hollywood goes through to like be
That was the
offensive in
point.
that regard. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
the whole
saying?
movie-
It's
whole
like
movie
Ghost
was-
in Shell movie hiring Scarlett Johansson instead of an Asian woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's exactly what it is. And that's what Ben Stiller wrote it like, because it was ridiculous.
Right.
It wasn't, so, and I think that a lot of people know that, which is why
That's why he hasn't gotten as much flack because it's his character within a character. It's not
Right.
him the whole time just doing that. They're like the whole movie's a satire, really, about like war movies and shit. And Hollywood in general. But yeah, that's a super fucking funny movie. Matthew McConaughey in that movie with the fucking TiVo.
Honestly, my favorite part of that movie, and I'm sure some people don't agree with me. What
Tom
I already
Cruise?
said, but they probably aren't going to like this if they didn't like what I said about the fact that it wasn't that offensive because of what it was.
Uh-huh.
But Robert Downey Jr. was my favorite part of that.
Oh no, he was really good. He was really
Because he
Jack
was
Black
so
was pretty funny too.
stupid. And the reason I say that again is because he was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I it was just so ridiculous that it was funny. Like he was trying to play this certain character, and it's also funny because they had to have the his fucking opposite character who actually was a person of color who was calling him out on it. And
Right,
it's
yeah,
like,
every step of the way. You people, what do you mean? And then he's like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean, you people?"
So it's almost like you're really just like, this dude's just a confused man, like
Right.
and you're supposed to know that it wasn't right and it was wrong.
Yeah.
And it was just funny because this guy was just ridiculous in doing it.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect explanation. I still don't think it's like great, but I still think that it wasn't like the whole malicious, like what you were just saying. It wasn't like meant to be malicious.
Well, the funny thing is about that is when that movie came out, the only the controversial thing about that movie was about mentally disabled people because it was
Because Ben Stiller portrays that dude in his yeah.
And nobody at the time, there wasn't no news or buzz about fucking
Robert Downey doing
Jr.
blackface.
doing blackface.
Yeah.
But and I also think another way that he did it was that because Ben Stiller's not stupid, he knows.
Yeah.
And the producers know, like, people are gonna be like, what the fuck? But it was the fact that he did in the movie, his character does like some stupid experimental surgery where he actually changed the pigment of his skin and shit.
Right, he didn't put shoe polish on his face and
So it
did the
wasn't like
stereotypical
Right.
sort of blackface. He did a whole reconstructive surgery. I forgot about that.
But yeah,
That's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's come a long way, but we're heading in a better direction.
Well, just the
what's that
fact that
app?
we're aware,
Yeah.
good. We're fucking waking up, and it's weird because it's like a bittersweet feeling. Meaning, it's shameful how fucking long it took.
Oh yeah, and we're not over either, and it's
no.
it's shameful that it's like gotten to that point to where people had to die for people to be starting like, oh, now we're listening to you. Now we'll make these micro changes that they could have
gonna
made
be
years and
fucking-
years ago.
Like, I think that a lot of people in society are gonna be better in general, but
Yeah.
there's also huge part of the United States that's in the South.
Yeah.
And
The Midwest too, dude. Well, I mean, the entire, even California, we have a bunch of fucking racists out here. We got a lot of hate groups out here.
It's a learned trait.
Yeah.
You know?
Generational,
And
yeah.
so it's hard to fucking expect these people who were just fucking born in a family that would act, a certain way towards colored or minorities, and then fucking talk about them and treat them a certain way. So their fucking psyche is now carrying on to their kids and shit, and that's gonna be hard to fucking change. I
Yeah.
mean, just the fact that the majority of, I mean, I don't know if you know if this is like a stat, but I would be willing to bet the majority of people in the South support the idea that they don't want to get rid of the Confederate flag.
Yeah, a good chunk anyway, because that's their heritage. That's their Southern heritage. That's what which, I never, there's a whole sort of explanation. It's a revisionist version of history that tells people that the South, it wasn't about slavery. It was about states' rights. It was about something beyond that. And people sort of preach that it was sort of this like almost benevolent rebellion, when in actuality it wasn't at all a benevolent rebellion. It was it's like, oh, our economy literally is agrarian based on free labor. Don't take away our free labor. That's what the Civil War was all about. So me from Kansas, we learn a lot about the Civil War because the starting point of the Civil War was in Kansas during a period called Bleeding Kansas.
And it was
because Kansas was being inducted into the Union, and they're trying to decide in the Senate whether or not Kansas will be a slave state or a free state.
right. And let's say the main reason why they wanted to succeed or whatever from the Union was right. It was slavery.
Yeah.
Was the main. I mean, they had other reasons, but the main reason was we don't want to fucking get rid of our fucking slaves.
Yeah, we want free labor because that's the only way our economy functions. That's what they wanted. Bunch of lazy ass white slave owning ignorant people, functionally, which is pretty gnarly. It is pretty fucking gnarly. But I mean, we could go more. What?
It's and I was gonna also say it's not. I've heard people say this on podcasts and on radios shows, like African American hosts and shit, saying that they're like, dude, not all fucking black people feel the same either. So there's a lot of people who like I'm friends, pretty much, I'm friends with this dude who's conservative. He's an African American.
Yeah.
And he's super against all of this shit that's going on. He thinks that it's all bullshit and that it doesn't exist. I've actually, before this ever happened, he said, and Bruce knows who I'm talking about. But he fucking one time even said, "Oh, racism doesn't exist." And I don't even remember what his fucking thing is, because you're gonna say something like that, I'm not gonna listen. And again, this is
it's pretty interesting perspective.
This is someone who is an African American,
right?
And he posts all the time shit that, oh, for everybody who doesn't want statues of slave owners, are you still spending your money? Because they
got slave owners on them.
Right. And first of all, it's 2020. People aren't walking around with cash like that. Okay?
That's also a fair point.
So if you really didn't want to spend cash, you don't have to. You could easily live your whole life nowadays.
We just spend Monopoly money now. It's a number in a digital account. That's a fair point. And many people for years have been making that. Well, that's a whole other discussion. What were you saying?
My whole point is that, dude, if there's a bunch of people in that area where those are, and the majority, like a lot of those statues happen to be now, like those neighborhoods are predominantly black neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They obviously weren't when they were put up, but now they are. And if those people are fucking uncomfortable and not okay with that, fuck the rest of the country. If those people aren't okay with it, then take it down.
Yeah.
Well, fucking need.
Well, the thing about it, there is a General Lee statue that was taken down. Lee, he was the leader of the Confederacy, and under the statue in Kentucky, where they took it down in like the Kentucky State House, there is two items under the statue. There is there is Kentucky bourbon, a bottle of Kentucky bourbon, and there is a newspaper from the 1930s, which was peak Jim Crow. So the primary reason why these statues went up was a legal symbolic victory, because even though the South lost and the Confederacy lost, they had so much leeway in Congress. When you're talking about Woodrow Wilson, who was before that, the White House and all the staff, they started to integrate. He started to separate and segregate again, and then from there on, we had the sort of separate but equal. My point is, they are relics of the past, to where the Confederacy and the Southern racist people thought they won because they had legally institutional racism became more embedded in the American legal system. And that newspaper under that statue symbolizes that sort of legal victory. Right. And I don't get why people don't sort of put these two things together. It also shows you, like,
back to what you said, dude. People are uncomfortable and they rather deny it,
right,
and act like, no, that wasn't it. It wasn't because it was racist. But
like, are there Hitler statues in Germany?
Ignorant shit. No, that's like,
there's not Hitler statues in Germany. There's not, like.
Normally, when people bring up shit and they relate anything to Hitler and Nazis, it's, and it's rightfully mostly, oh, that's ridiculous. You're being ridiculous. But no, this is a perfect fucking example of it.
Yeah.
Or comparison. Because yes, because Germany, you're not, if you get caught fucking writing a swastika on your fucking homework paper,
you're going to fucking jail.
Yeah, you can go to fucking jail. There's no fucking statues of, and there was a lot of Nazis who, like, it was the government, right? Like, they had doctors and scientists who did a lot of shit that were technically Nazis. They're not fucking just because of good things that those people did. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna put statues of them, because they know what it fucking represents.
Yep, exactly. And a
Not
lot of
Nazis were horrible people.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing good about them.
Soldiers that had to kind of, like, just, they got drafted or whatever, and they weren't, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of stories where there's Nazis fucking helping as much as they can Jewish people during that time.
Right, but that's a whole.
By the way, I'm not in any way.
You're not a Nazi sympathizer here.
No, I'm not. Fucking no, not in any way. My point is.
Whoa, Sean, is that what that tattoo is? I thought that was Portugal.
Is that Germany doesn't fucking go and be like, well, this guy was good, so we'll just put a statue of him because
right. Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter because of what he was a part of, whether he wanted to be or not. That fucking brings up a lot of hurt and pain to a lot of people, so they're not gonna fucking put it on blast. And then that's all we're saying about this shit with the fucking Confederate flag and these Confederate fucking leaders is that, dude, regardless, what it represents and what it reminds fucking colored people in this country of is horrible, and they have every right to not want to see that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we can't get into all the fucking unfair shit that is systematic.
Yeah.
But like this is something that shouldn't even be a fucking issue, dude. Like, this should just be easy.
Yep. But it's got a long ways to go, and it's getting better, but it's still imperfect. And as long as people can keep learning, I wish that we could totally restructure sort of our education in terms of history, but that's a whole other discussion and fight to have. But countries fail this on multiple fronts, and I think that these sort of testaments to the past and monuments are examples of that failure, and they propagate bad things that we shouldn't celebrate. Southern heritage shouldn't be celebrated as a this relic of racism.
I was just gonna say something because I saw something. It was just like something I saw in passing on Instagram. But before I said it, I wanted to kind of like search it up real quick to make sure.
Yeah.
And it did correct me, so I'm glad I didn't just go off before looking at it. But it's still, I think, has bad. It's basically, you heard the story about the guy who invented the monkey wrench.
Mm-mm.
So the guy who invented the fucking monkey wrench. Okay, I see what happened. Yeah, the guy who invented it, his name is Charles Monkey. Okay, and he's African American. His last name is Moncky.
Yeah.
And he patented it while he was in prison. I don't know why he was in prison, but he was in prison for it. But that's just me speculating. But yeah, he invented it, patented it, and they purposely changed the writing. The Post made it sound like the Post just said they called it the monkey wrench, and we've been calling it the monkey wrench ever since. And it's
Yeah.
excuse me, completely a racist, which it is, but we call it a monkey wrench and it's spelled Monkey.
Yeah.
They purposely misspelled his name, is what they did. And we
Ah.
and everybody, for the most part, I guarantee you, not many people know that.
No.
This fact. I didn't know it till I saw it randomly.
Yeah.
But the fact that that's, you know what I mean, has been like we've been using that term so loosely and had no idea that it's a completely fucking gross, racist fucking name.
Yeah.
It
I had no
shouldn't be,
idea.
because it shouldn't be meaning, you know, a monkey wrench is if they spelled his name right,
Right.
it's still called a monkey wrench because it would, but then it's his name, but they changed his name to actually spell like a monkey, which is obviously gross as fuck and extremely
Wow.
racist.
I never fucking knew that. Yeah, that's just one of the subtle examples.
Of America, of like the history of, you know what I'm saying? And
Oh, 100%.
and it was not that fucking long ago. Dude.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't long ago at all. A lot of people that were, you know, the same racists are alive today.
Oh,
Or at
and I
least
mean,
not. What I mean is like the people that were like, oh, anti-integration. You know, the people that protested, you know, the first integrated school. Those people are still living and voting today.
fucking
The first black woman who was integrated into a white school, she's only 65 years old.
Thurgood Marshall, for example, right?
Yeah.
You know, couldn't in like I don't know how many cases, but like I'm just speaking off of that movie alone, right? That they made. He wasn't allowed to speak in fucking court and shit. That
Right.
was in not that was less than 100 years ago.
Yeah. Not long at all.
And on top of that, what he was doing was fucking, and he did this for most of his career as a lawyer, at least.
Yeah.
Is he was fighting cases where they knew that the person was innocent and they were being accused just because they were black.
Yeah.
And then he would take the case pro bono through the NAACP, and was like the fact that that even had to exist alone is
Right.
pathetic.
Right. Yeah.
And all this shit, dude. And so when people act like, oh, this shit doesn't exist, like the fact that someone I know said that, like I'm sure his fucking grandparents, if they heard him say that, would be fucking disgusted.
Yeah,
But
dude.
yeah, it's just like it does exist, and we're finally like talking about it and putting light to it more than we even did in the civil rights. And
Oh, yeah.
thank God that we had people to look back at for guidance when we need it that were
Mhm.
alive, you know, like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X
Yeah.
and countless others that were part of the civil rights movement, and we could look back at them. So I always used to think like it sucks because they really didn't get to, like, it almost like it didn't work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that,
It's co-opted.
you know, I don't think, yeah, like I don't think Martin Luther King ever expected that one day it was just everything was going to end. But I think that, you know, what
That's
they
why he
did
was killed. It's because it didn't end. He kept protesting. He kept speaking out, you know, against the war, against all these things, and they just finally killed him.
And so it wasn't.
And then
in vain.
he became the model sort of black citizen after that.
Right. And it none of the things that people did during those movements and hella other movements is not in vain at all, because now, like, we're able to see some shit and be like, yo, what the fuck? This should not be going on.
Yeah.
Because of what these people like lost their lives for way back in the day. And now that we're seeing this in light, this shit ain't happening no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit went crazy with Rodney King back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Everybody
92.
fucking lost their shit, rightfully so, back then.
Yeah.
And but that was when media and shit, and I've always kind of been not against, but like, weary of social
Skeptical
media.
and yeah.
Social media, like the fact that it's but right now it's the most beautiful thing in the world. And I'm so fucking happy that it exists and that this happened after social media was around so long to where everybody is on social media. So, and our phones, everything is just in place right now to where it's like you can't get away with this. And
Yeah.
it's being used to fucking make us better fucking human beings, man. We're just
Accountability,
one
yeah.
species. We're literally, when you really break it down, we're a fucking species that for some people get offended because one looks different. The
Yeah,
best
yeah.
thing is
It's quite stupid.
if somebody was like, dude, imagine like a chocolate lab and a fucking yellow lab fucking beefing because their skin coats were different. No, they're fucking
Yeah,
dogs, bro.
right, yeah.
They're gonna beef for their own reasons because they're dogs.
Right.
But like, you know what I mean? They're not. It has nothing to do.
Nothing to
That's
do,
literally-
yeah.
That's literally what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's what we're doing. And we're supposed to be fucking hella smarter, but we're fucking gonna
Fucking
people-
dumb. Not much better than the cave people.
I've always said that we're fucking, as a species, we need to really remember, like, we can do remarkable things and
Yeah.
we can do remarkable things, but we're also very simple-minded fucking people and species. Like, we're
Yep.
a simple-minded fucking species, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's fucking bogus. It's dumb. But
Anyways, yeah, sorry everybody.
It's all
the
up.
end of our show got super real. So.
it's all up from here. It's all up from here. You know, keep protesting. Everyone's going to keep protesting. Protests haven't ended despite media not covering it. You know, people still getting out there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So that's productive. And as we see Minneapolis abolishing their police, we see monuments coming down. We see NASCAR banning
Francisco.
Confederate flags.
San Francisco's no longer gonna send armed police to
Yep.
non-threatening calls, meaning someone who's suicidal or like a mental illness or a dispute with
Yeah. Like a sort of like mental health
Right.
thing, if
They're
non-criminal
gonna send
calls.
professionals, they're gonna send behavioral specialists and shit there.
But
first.
what I'm trying to say is like we're seeing positive change as a result of these protests, rioting, violent or not. It's positive things are coming. So I
And
think
also the fact that the difference between now and the 60s civil rights movement, which started opening up our eyes very fucking slowly, is the mixed race. It's almost in a lot of places, the white people or non-colored people are finally coming out. They've always, even in the 60s, there was a lot of white people who were part of these
Yeah.
movements and, but right now it's the majority is in a lot of places in the country. Like we live in California, for example.
yeah.
So a lot of are coming out and fucking taking on their responsibility like we need to, because
Yep.
it is our responsibility to do it.
Exactly.
And I'm not like it's a competition, like, oh, there's more of us. No, it's because we need to be the ones that are out on the front lines fucking doing it, because they've been fucking, minorities have been
Just
making noise about
being
it
good
for
allies. Yeah.
hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And they hasn't done shit. So we need to
Everyone
fucking
has a
do that.
unique part to play for sure.
Yeah. And I do like seeing people fucking come together and stand up against injustice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do too. Fuck yeah.
So
All right.
and we'll
yeah.
see what happens when Trump wins in fucking November. 'cause
Oh
it's
my
gonna-
God. Let's save that discussion for next episode. Jesus Christ.
going
Fuck that
fucking
guy.
All right, man.
But yeah, that's a good place to end it. That's a good place to end it. You want to do outro?
Yeah, everybody. Your boy signing out. All right. California, East Bay, all day. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways,
East,
use guys.
West. I
Today
can't do it with
is-
my hand.
Today's the Use Twos with Reed Ramsey, Sean Makers. We appreciate you for sitting through this nonsense with us. Check out our YouTube page. Check out our Instagram page. Check out our clip shows, our clip thingies, whatever.
Yep.
Support, subscribe, all that.
We will be back when we're back. All right. Peace.